As a child, I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we had a snow day. I invited some friends over. My mom said, I have to go to the store to get some groceries. You guys are not allowed to go outside until I come home. We always went sled riding. There was a hill that came down on the side of our house, but behind our house, there was a road. When my mom left, my friend and I went outside to play in the snow, even though we weren't supposed to. It was my turn to let my friend know that everything was clear. My sled dropped out of my hand and I turned around and there was a car, but he couldn't stop because of the snow. And so my friend went out into the road and got hit by the car. My friend was laying right up against the tire underneath the front bumper, not moving. All this blood came pouring out of her mouth, and I thought I had killed my friend. By the time my mom came home, the fire trucks, the ambulances, they life flighted my friend down to the hospital in downtown Pittsburgh. It was a terrible situation to have to go through, and to go through it at 12 years old was really hard for me. This situation hung over my family for 6 years. Her family sued my family. They claimed that my mom was supposed to be watching. I was in 6th grade at the time. It didn't go to court until I was a senior in high school. It was like a dark cloud that hung over for 6 years. And I would say that would probably be my first brush with post-traumatic stress. I didn't know how to deal with it, and I still was trying to cope with it into my 20s as I sought out therapy. After I graduated from high school, I met my husband. We were working together at a grocery store. He lost his dad when he was 16. He was left on his own in the home to just be a grown-up. We were together for 2 years and 8 months before he decided to join the military. Before my husband joined the military, he had layers of post-traumatic stress. What I didn't realize was that Tom had a predisposition for alcoholism. The alcohol for my husband was a way to self-medicate. There was a lot of, at that time, I was just treading water and barely keeping my head afloat. We had been together almost every day for 2 years and 8 months. I thought I knew this guy. We were at an age where we were drinking and partying, and we were having a good time. I thought all of that would kind of ease up once we got back to being together full time, and it didn't. I learned to stop saying something to him about it. So I would pack away things, maybe hurtful things that he would say when he was drinking, or hurtful things that he would do, and we almost got divorced. But we both decided to go to counseling. We went to marriage counseling, and that helped for a little bit. But he decided he wanted to get out of the Marine Corps, and a week later, I found out I was pregnant with our first child. The doubts settled into Tom about whether he would be able to provide. So he went back to the Marine Corps, multiple combat deployments. We had 2 more children. We had a miscarriage in that time. We hadn't really been going to church or anything. My husband was invited to church by one of his friends. I never went to church with them. But in January of 2015, my husband came through a program called Mighty Oaks. It was a turning point for him, and he was like a changed man. I was very skeptical that this change was going to stick, that it was going to last. 2 weeks later, I went through the women's program at Mighty Oaks. While I was here, I had no idea what to expect. The staff wasn't sure that I was getting anything out of the program. But I didn't know at the time how much I had gotten out of the program. And that's actually where I accepted Jesus as my Savior. I remember looking at myself in the mirror, and instead of seeing all the flaws that I usually saw, I was able to see myself the way God saw me. So when I came back from the program, it didn't seem like a whole lot had changed. But then Sunday rolled around, and my husband got ready for church, and he got the kids ready for church. And as he was driving out of the driveway, I caught their attention from the window, and I said, "Can you give me 5 minutes? I'm coming with you." God shows up. He really does. It was so clear to me that I was where I was supposed to be. Things didn't get easier. We really worked through a lot of issues. Even though it's not perfect yet, it's okay because both of us know that God is with us in it as both of us work to get closer to God, God is working in our lives to bring us closer to each other. And it's just been a beautiful thing. And I'm so thankful to be a part of the great work that is done at Mighty Oaks.